Hey guys, how's it going? On this episode of Weekenderlander, we have
Hi,
Mrs. Poet, Warrior Poet,
Yo guys.
John.
I sure do. B-roll footage. Here we go with the jump.
They're out here visiting me in Colorado, and I am taking them. John is enamored with the term overlanding right now. I'm taking him overlanding.
What it was.
He just learned.
New word.
Really just car camping. It's gonna be basically a dirt road we're gonna go on that's not too far away, just to take it easy on them as they're adjusting to high elevation Colorado. But got some new toys. This is a tent, a Gazelle tent. I've actually had it for a while, but you've probably never seen it in a video. I got a Dometic fridge that is new, so that's in the back seat here. We'll get into some of the gear stuff. But yeah, it's just gonna be a little trip with John, his wife, and myself, and the Tacoma. And we're gonna bring you along for the ride. All right. Okay, so we made it here. This is, if you've watched my other Weekenderlander series, this may look familiar. Ashley and I have camped here once before, and I like it. It's a great spot. A lot of trees, a lot of shade, a lot of places to put hammocks. There's a fire pit on the ground already, a fire ring. It's just a nice spot. In the summer, you can never get this spot on the weekends. So we're here on a weekday, so I figured might as well. I believe the Milky Way will be over here. So we'll see what we can do. I really want to try and get a Milky Way shot. John's over here trying to find a good spot for setting up a GoPro. John, what he's doing, he's really good at B-roll. I'm thinking about seeing if I can hire him on to be my videographer. But we'll see. I know his day rate is extreme, so I may need some more patrons before I can afford that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you a good deal, bro. And I'm also not good at B-roll.
And then there's a hiking trail, which I didn't do last time, because if you remember, if you actually saw that video, Treyu was quite gimpy at that point. So I think we're gonna go try and do that. I did want to give you a quick peek at some of the gear that we brought out. So I packed big here. So we have up top the waterproof bag that you see a lot, and then a tent that you've probably never seen. Maybe you have if you follow my Instagram, but it's a Gazelle tent. I'll show you the setup, but it's a hub tent, and it's giant compared to a rooftop tent. So I'll set that up. I'll show the process for that. Good option for a ground tent. It is quite large, you see, though. And it's certainly not a backpacking tent, not anything remotely close to a backpacking tent. But speed of setup and how nice it is inside is worth it. What I have here is a Dometic. This is a CFX 35. And it fits here. I'll get into how I have it in here later, but I have it plugged into my Energy Kodiak battery. Everything else is largely the same stuff. So this is it on the roof rack on a Tacoma. So this is the Prinsu rack. And I already undid it, but I use these little perfect bungees I love using for roof stuff. So I've just down here, but this side I just hooked to the channel like this. So you could just do that too. Maybe over here looks good. throw that thing over your shoulder. Oh. Alright, so we got 2 strappies that just kind of keep it tight here.
This is good service. You're setting up my tent.
Hey, you know, it was a full service shop out here. You basically unfold it. Wow. So it's really easy. Actually, John, you can do it. These little handles, you just pull them out. Okay, so that one's good. Now we just work our way around. Pull those handles out. Yep. Holy smokes. And then you...
We getting a new tent, babe? Looks like we're getting a new tent.
And then if you don't want the rain fly on and you just want to keep it ventilated, then you just pop the top in the middle. But we'll go ahead and put the rain fly on, and just so we can show you that process. So this is the rain fly here. And we just kind of will throw it over the top. Watch yourself. So, oh, we got 2 people, it's easier, yeah, but just kind of throw it over. Those guys will just, yep, drop right into there.
Wow.
There'll be 4 of them. You can drop them in. I'll go
Is this
around.
linking up here?
It does, yeah. But it might be, so that goes in. That goes in.
Do I pop up the center?
Yep. And Becky, you can come and watch John do this. You'll just push up on the center.
Like an Atlas move?
Yep.
I'm so strong. It's no big deal. I mean, it's creatine, it's
Yeah.
a lot of protein.
BCA,
it's,
whatever.
It's using the legs. So.
Okay.
You gotta have a really strong core.
Squat thrust.
No, he
lift.
could have pushed it up with his pinky.
all 2.5 pounds of that.
And that's it, we're done. We'll probably stake the corners.
Don't mind if I do.
Can
Here's my home for the night.
stand up in here.
Wow.
A lot of room. Cool.
And no wanting to kill yourself with pole insertion into tent flaps.
I bought this shovel. This is a cold steel, I don't even know the name of it. It's cheap, like 25 bucks. We're gonna throw it into some trees later because it's like a sharpened little axe. We're gonna see how it functions as a little pommel kind of. This ground is really hard, so I have little faith.
So, given that it's sharpened like an axe, how smart was hammering with it?
I'm a professional, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend that.
I could lose something there.
You don't want to
Hey, it
slip.
worked.
You don't want to slip and hurt yourself. But don't do that. Don't try that at home. Thanks, John.
Yeah,
He's
sorry.
my B-roll videographer and
Well,
my safety advisor.
Consultant.
We brought a lot of medical equipment. I'd
Yeah.
like to not use it.
Most accidents can be avoided. I don't know, John. John, you're freaking me out now. So this is my first time setting this tent up in any amount of wind. So, okay, I think we're gonna go for a little hike.
No way.
You have more faith. Most accidents can be avoided. Back up.
push on back. It's only gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Yep. Human ladder.
All right, so the current state of me right now is we went on a hike over there. It's actually really beautiful down by the river. There's a fallen tree that I had like a really good idea to balance beam across it and then use it to spring me to shore where I would land on a small rock. And it almost went as planned. I'll try to get the footage from John. He got it on his GoPro. But right now, John's at the back chopping up some wood for us. Mrs. Poet is over here trying to cook some tacos with some ingredients that I forgot. And I am thawing the ground beef on my swollen ankle. So a couple lessons to be learned here. Don't do stupid stuff when you're out hiking. I've probably done it about 1,000 times and then it finally caught up to me today. Also, the bottom of the fridge for the Dometic, and probably all of them, is colder. So the beef is frozen, partially frozen, because it was in the bottom. That's all I have for now. Oh, actually, a practical lesson. He heeded John's advice. I wanted to take a stop in the cold river. It's all snow melt, and soak my ankle. And he said, you should probably press on because it'll hurt more when you stop. So we pressed on, and it was good advice. So I'm here elevating it, and almost immediately, my ankle started hurting really bad. So I took some ibuprofen. You already saw the frozen beef ice pack. And I'm gonna literally limp it through the night. So we'll check in a bit. Reason number 7,000 to bring a pair of Crocs.
Yikes.
If you roll your ankle, you can just slide right in and walk around a little bit.
We've almost got the beef ground.
Is that what you call what you're doing? Walking?
Why?
More of a hobble. Almost got this.
That kid's got the ground beef going.
Yep, just gotta drain it.
This is great. This is good stuff. Look at John's vlogging setup. That is nice.
Filming each other.
We're still having a good time.
Right now we're just making fun of Mike.
Going as fast as I
Come on,
can.
whoa, slow down.
Oh, he's gonna
He's
get
going
pulled
for
over
it.
there.
Oh, man.
There goes the cankle. What are you
Is
up?
that your driving
guys.
foot?
It is.
Aw.
We'll see how it is in the morning.
John's gonna
John, you may have to
drive.
drive my truck tomorrow.
I think I could swing that.
Okay, what do we got? I was telling John and his wife that LaCroix is the, or LaCroix, I don't know, is the stereotypical beverage of yuppie overlanders. So we got that. I told him I don't really like it, but I may knock one back here in a little bit. This is the fridge. I have it strapped down to the front seat, and then this black guy back here seems to be working all right. And then I have the battery is down in there. So it's pretty good ventilation for all this stuff actually, so not too bad. John was chopping up some firewood. So he was using this cold steel. Doesn't cut great.
It's okay. Use two hands because when it hits a log, it'll bounce back at your face and both sides are sharpened. So two hands and
I watched it. It bounced back up and John's beard deflected it. So
Yes.
we survived that encounter.
well, I fear I screwed up your blade now.
It's okay. So this is it's a fun thing. Oh wow, look at that fly overhead.
You know what that is? Do you know what that is?
What is
It's
that?
an airplane.
That is an airplane. Look at that. It's so cool.
That?
It's an airplane.
A bomber?
Oh,
I thought it might have been a helicopter.
no, I think the air.
Oh, another one.
Now you got me confused.
Okay, apparently this is what we call airplane. An airplane. That makes sense.
It could be serious, but
in the air.
Jokes are funny.
Oh, so John was over here. He's gathered a nice assortment of wood. I'm hoping you can feel the hobble through the camera. But he gave it a go at this one for a little bit. So I had a couple of jobs. One was to pack all the gear, and I forgot taco seasoning, and I forgot coffee for these guys.
Fired. I have this from Chick-fil-A.
This is amateur hour.
But we
Thank
have
you,
some
Chick-fil-A.
jalapeno salsa.
Thank you, Chick-fil-A, once
And
again.
I think,
Saving the day.
I have great faith that it's going to be quite tasty though. For the YouTube. Oh, first try.
Because Rangers lead the way, bro.
Okay, sorry. I've been off my filming game for a bit, tending to my ankle. We had a good dinner. We got a fire going. If you're wondering what these weird chokers are around my neck, they're mosquito bracelets that I had on my ankle and wrist, but then I put on a jacket and long sleeve. So I'm putting them on my neck, both as a wicked fashion statement, as well as to hopefully keep me from getting eaten by mosquitoes. Cool. So I may check in before bed, but if not, I hope you have a great night, even though you're watching this in the day probably, and it's only me that's going to bed. Okay. Good night, John.
I saw you hesitate, jumping on the train. You looked at me.
Good morning, guys. Finally made it out of the tent. Slept pretty good. My ankle was hurting a little bit, so I popped a couple pills while John was heating up some water.
Voila, and we are not doing awesome on water.
Oh, getting low
I think I
on
have
water.
enough for me, but not you guys. Sorry, honey.
So we are going easy this morning. Just some of this oatmeal in a cup. You just add hot water, and then Miss Poet said she's gonna go find a wild boar and take it out and cook up some bacon for us. So looking forward to that. That'll be fun. But we'll go ahead and start the day. I'm gonna hang out for a bit. It's about, I think, probably 7:40. So sun's up, starting to warm up. Didn't get frigid last night. John said the tent did all right, except for his air mattress has a slow leak apparently, so he had to get up and blow it back up every 2 hours. So
But let's say I had like 4 good nights of sleep. So that was nice. Nice little adventure.
Cheers.
good. I could have tested that mattress ahead of time, but I did not. So I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna get to eating. John has unpacked that tent, brushing his teeth now. Got all the pillows and stuff in there. Air mattresses are back in the tent. It's 8:15 right now. Shaping up to be a beautiful day. Whew, okay. We are all packed up and cleaned up, ready to go. My ankle's hurting me worse today, so I'm actually gonna let John drive my truck, which doesn't happen often, letting other people drive my truck.
I'm gonna gas it up, burn it down. I'm gonna drive this beast like I stole it. I'm not even gonna care. I'm just gonna do it.
The good news though is that I brought my drone. I didn't even know I brought it, but it was in my duffel bag. So it'll give me an opportunity to operate the drone while the truck is moving, So hopefully we'll get some cool shots like these ones right here. All right, so that about wrapped up our little adventure. I'm actually filming this little part like a week later after my ankle's been messed up for a week. It's pretty bad. I'll overlay some video here. But basically my whole foot is bruised up. The inside of my heel, the outside of my heel, all my toes, the bruises running all the way up my calf. It's gnarly. I probably should have went to the doctor. I have a doctor appointment scheduled in a couple days from now, so I'll go in. I think it's just a sprain. All my internet research and talking to a couple other doctor friends of mine say it's probably a sprain, but no way to really tell until you go in. In some cases, it'd be better if it was a fracture. Just get a cast or whatever, and it would heal up. A sprain kind of is like, it could be jacked up for months or years, but hopefully it's not too bad. But it was pretty bad because it was a jump where all my weight landed and just tweaked my ankle sideways. Anyways, that sucked. But enough about my ankle. Trip was great. It was great having John and his wife out here. John, Warrior Poet Society. I'll link him down below. He's another YouTube guy, really a firearms trainer, instructor. But does have a YouTube. If you're into guns and training and things like that, definitely check out John. John, if you're watching this, thanks for coming out. It was a lot of fun. I think John's gonna be putting together his own kind of vlog style video of the trip too. I don't know if that's already out or if it's gonna come out, but at whatever point it's out, I'll link to it up here and maybe down below as well. So, lessons learned on the trip is, I can't say don't do stupid things because I've jumped across rivers 1,000 times in my life and never sprained my ankle. But you could say stuff like, you know, don't take unnecessary risk if you don't have to. I don't know if that's the funnest way to live your life, but could be some advice. We're about to pack up now on a trip, even though I can't really walk and I can't really drive that well. But Ashley just wants to go camping. So we're about to head out on the next, probably I'll film it, next episode of Weekenderlander, where Ashley is doing the driving and everything while I kind of limp around like a gimp. So stay tuned for that. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you found this video fun, helpful, informative, any of those things, hit thumbs up, comment down below. That always helps. Get subscribed to the channel if you're not. And thanks for watching. Take care.